This is AUT podcast, and we are hosting the guests from Europe. So please, can you introduce yourself and the books you have written?
You can begin.
Okay.
From Australia.
I'm from Australia. First thing, okay. My name is Irina Cobalt. This was my first work, which has become really famous, and this is the book I travel with, and I visit schools, libraries, wherever I can go. I will read the story because it's about friendship, understanding, and helping each other to make the world a better place. And I have made it my mission to share this message of this book with as many people as possible, and that's why I'm here. If I want to say something about Australia, I live in Australia, in the city where I wrote the story, where it happened, because it's a true story. I have 4 children. They are all grown. My daughter, who is this girl here, she's quite artistic herself. And I hope that by what I am doing, I can of course inspire my own children, but so that I can also inspire you.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, my name is Henrietta, and I'm coming from Slovakia, from Central Europe, but I'm writing in my native language. It's Hungarian. So I'm a new writer, although I began when I was just 12 years old. My first poem was published when I was 12 years old. And after all, it was a big silence because it was a lot of to do. And when I was 19, the second and the fourth poem was published also, and my publisher, Attila, who is he's a well-known writer. His book Attila Balázs was published in 68 countries and translated to 27th language, told me that I have to write more. And finally it got published last year, and the English version was published, going to be published in Canada this year. But I do many monographs during my life. I work for many ministries in field of regional development and in field of international cooperation. We deal with Norway grants in climate change issues, cultural heritage, so many of monographs, but it's not as interesting as poems because it's just work. But on the other hand, I had a feeling that I also have to feed my soul and my heart, and that came finally to the poems, and this is very essential and crucial in my life.
Okay, so the first question is, what's one book or author that made you want to become a writer? For both of you.
Begin.
Chekhov.
Chekhov.
Yeah, Anton Chekhov. Yeah. Chekhov paints with words.
Yeah.
He does not use very long sentences, and he describes life. He describes people as they are. So Chekhov, I think, is a beautiful writer. Very important to me. That's the one that comes to mind immediately. I don't know about you.
From international poetry, I will mention definitely Oscar Wilde poetry. He is one of my favorite, and Antoine Saint-Exupéry, The Little Prince, who was crucial, and I used to read it in all languages. It was available for me. And usually I read it to my kids also. And from Hungarian, it's from a crucial, probably not as well known, it's Hamvas Béla. He has a philosophical background and very spiritual background. And he wrote novels many times and monographies about the spirituality of the world, and that all religions are connected in one God. And it's because I was really trying to find a God behind the religions, behind the traditions, and he inspired me at the most.
Do you usually read the reviews on your work, and how you deal with the negative reviews?
Do you usually?
I have had very little negative review on this, but one from Germany, which was really interesting because it said it was stereotypical that a white girl, a Caucasian girl, is helping an African girl. Okay.
Racism,
Yeah, and there will always be people who are envious, who are jealous, and who cannot enjoy that you have had success. And this is where you have to learn to say, okay, that's their problem, it's not mine. And it's hard, but I think we are our own biggest critics. Because we judge ourselves every day. Oh, this is no good. This is no good.
I'm not gonna publish.
Oh, it's stupid. This is stupid. Who wants to read this? So you have to learn to deal with your inner critic first, and then the other ones.
Exactly. That's nice. But you probably, if you just read the comments to yourself, to your pictures, there are so many. But the comments is not about you. The comments is about the person who commented it. And if you have a critical, okay, it's your point of view, I accept it. And if you say that's beautiful, that's nice, it is just your opinion. I'm not satisfied by this if you said it's George's, but I'm also not unsatisfied when you said it's under the. You know what I mean?
It's a reflection of a person.
It's
not my reflection. It's a perfection
Let's say
of the
when
person.
someone is commenting your video like, oh, you're so fat, you're so ugly, they see that things in themselves. That's why they're commenting like when they're envious, when they're jealous. That's why. So it's a reflection of people.
Absolutely.
Not about us. Okay.
I got a very deep question regarding to the writing. Do you think that writing is a talent which is you're born with, or a skill which you're developing throughout your life?
I think both of it. It's a skill that is born with you, but you have to work on it, because sometimes you are in silence, you are not listening anything because you are living in such a crazy world and you don't have a time for you to just to be yourself. For writing, you need to be in silence. You need to just have a time for it, because if you are not in silence, you are not have a time. You are just going with the word, going with the flow somewhere else, and not writing anything. This is my case, but I think it's a gift. I think that's my opinion. It's a gift from the God, but you also need to work on it and exercise it and listen maybe some reflections what could be helpful. And some other poets, some other writers. For me now it's absolutely useful to meet other writers from other part of the world, because they inspired me. Irena inspired me most because she told me about the simplicity. But I told her, okay, simple things are beautiful, but behind the simple things, there are many, many, many very complicated things what is generated the simplicity. So to catch the simple things is the ability to understand the complicated things. And that's what I learned from you, and I'm really thankful for this.
In simplicity.
And I feel like I don't write a lot because I feel like my brain is like a brewery, you know, where you make beer or something, and it long time, and then it comes out.
When you write.
But also. You know Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, famous composer. He wrote without correction. He wrote straight from God, from wherever he wrote. And this was written very quickly. And I feel like all my life's experience of learning languages myself, teaching, came together in these 30 minutes. And my whole objective was to speak like somebody who has to learn a new language, who has to become familiar with the language, and I think I succeeded. That's why the book speaks to so many languages. And what we do as a writer, I think, is to try and become part of other people and give their story through our filter. And I think it's an honor to do that. And that's why we have to be very honest about the work we do. That's what I feel.
So, these were our guests. Thank you for being with us. This is AUT Podcast.
That was nice. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.